you don't know who the hell Laura Govan is, she's the beautiful former star from Basketball Wives. See, I was about to mix up my shows. I was about to say Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I would have probably fucked it up and said The Real Housewives of Atlanta. She was on Basketball Wives on VH1. She has that fine ass sister, Gloria Govan. Yeah, the Govan sisters. Oh my sweet Lord Jesus. All of that fine light skinnedness. But anyways, excuse me, I'm over here thirsty. Let me wipe the drool off my chin and take a sip of this water. Just one second, let me take a sip of this. Actually, forget the water. You know what I need? I need me a cup for this tea. Be sure to stir. Blow it off because you know it's hot. Take yourself a sip. Now, this tea right here comes courtesy of lovebscott.com. And if you love B. Scott, be sure to visit his website. I'm going to read to you the letter that he posted, which was allegedly written by Gloria Govan herself about Gilbert Arenas. Yes. And it is epic, it's juicy, it is wrong, it is disgusting. But it mentioned my boo in my head, Dre and Michele. The letter reads, and I quote, now for the record, I could put it on the screen, but most of you are like Fantasia and your asses can't read, so I'm just gonna have to read it to you. Because if you went to the site, you would see those letters up there and say, what the fuck are these hieroglyphics? Because you don't know what the fuck letters are. So I'm gonna read to you what it says, because you wouldn't understand. You would just get frustrated and probably bash your head through your screen or something like that because you're illiterate. So since I'm the smart one in the room, I'm gonna read it to you. She wrote, and I allegedly wrote, for legal reasons, she allegedly wrote, and I quote, "You were the man I loved. You were everything to me at some points. Even with all the madness and dysfunction, it's really sad that now you have so much to say. Let's be clear and very honest with each other. Fuck Instagram. Just each other. You want to go way back? Okay. Since I've known you, 2001. Okay. You have always slept around, even as far as sleeping with some of my family members. Being young and not very smart, I still stayed. I got pregnant with Elzala, 9, right after Elijah, 8, a miscarriage, then Hamily, 5, right after Alani, 4. Since you seem to forget their age, and now have stepkids, the same ages as our children, which is cute. Not. I have given you 14 years of my life. Not saying that I'm perfect in any way, but I've never slept with anyone while we were together. Even those whack-ass Shaq rumors. You cannot name one person I slept with besides the times you would disappear and leave me and the children for dead for months. I have yet to say anything while you ran around making your children and the mother of your children look like shit. You're trying to take my home from me with our 4 kids and moving your new baby with someone else's 4 kids. Laughing out loud. But you're a great father. You have taken all our cars and now want to take the only one I can drive them in, but you're a good father. Right. You want our baby to walk around like it's fashion week. My babies are educationally sound. They wake up every day with a smile on their face. That's what I love to see most that they wear. I guess she meant to say more than what they wear. Anyways, the letter goes on to say, oh, and here's where it gets even worse. But you think it's cute to have fathered a baby while we were still together with a woman who already has 3 daughters with another NFL man, and had to get a blood test with your baby because she did not know who the father was. But again, that's your business. For some reason, I imagine her drinking tea when she wrote this. But anyways, she goes on to say, you tell everyone what you're doing for me and our babies, knowing that I won't speak out to the public about our family matters because I'm much older now and know better. Knowing our babies would one day read this crap, I won't do it to them for your few seconds like you and your mental lapse. I can go on for days about the emotional, physical, mental abuse, but for what? I don't want you back. Our family and real friends know all that you put me through. Here's a few reminders while you run around calling your kids bums, which you need your ass whooped for that, but whatever. Let's just start a few years ago. I'll leave out the you putting me and the babies out of house for days and the Thanksgiving food you took away from our children and gave it to your teammates just hours before Thanksgiving dinner was to be served and left me to find a meal with your babies. We won't mention that. Or on Christmas, you turned off the heater when it was 25 degrees outside and gave full instructions to our business manager to not turn it back on. No, we won't talk about that. When I left you, it was because I couldn't take the STDs and you slapping me around all the time. Ninja, what? Let me bring that back real quick. Or on Christmas, you turned off the heater when it was 25 degrees outside and gave full instructions to our business manager to not turn it back on. No, we won't talk about that. When I left you, it was because I couldn't take the STDs and you slapping me around all the time. So let's tell the real story about LA. When we came here, I was already here working because we were not together. Solely because all you did was mention to me I stayed home and was with the children too much and I needed something to do besides raise them. So I went and got a job. You decided to move her and be with me and the babies. Okay, fine. I guess what she meant to say was you decided to move on from me and leave her and the kids behind. But anyways, she goes on to say, yes, we stayed with your dad. I didn't stay in an apartment at that time. You disappeared for a few months, so I went back to doing me, working, and started seeing someone. When you found out, what did the big bad wolf do? You went and burned his house down in Woodland Hills. Not only his house, but his neighbors. Wait, stop the story there. Did he really actually literally burn somebody's house down? Or is she just... Anyways, I don't even know if I should be reading this shit at this point. She goes on to say, and I quote, not only his house, but his neighbors. Let's skip all past the shit you put me and the babies through in between. We moved to the Hidden Hills, which our nanny, I guess she meant to say with our nanny, Ashley, you started sleeping with and still today sleep with her. You then too were sleeping with Jonesy, which was my so-called friend. I found out and put you out, which is crazy because you business partner, I guess you meant to say your business partner, told on you and had you on a three-way call and you then told on yourself. Which is crazy because she's still your business partner today, Des White, who you have given $4.2 million to on a business that is worth a shit today. I also told you about John White for 10 years. He was stealing from you. Now I'm going to have to pause the story to say this. The next part is about the star, the real star of Basketball Wives LA Season 4, Drea Michele, with her fine light-skinnedness. Anyway, she goes on to say, and I quote, I also failed to mention how you lied about Drea and all that drama situation and her baby. Then you turn around and have her beat up in her apartment, broken nose and all. What? Bring it back. I also failed to mention how you lied about Drea and all that drama situation and her baby. Then you turn around and have her beat up in her apartment, broken nose and all. I just learned about Lindsay and her baby 3 weeks ago. And let's not also mention after you buying the weed shop, all the employees you ran through there. Now, let's be clear. Anyone who knows you knows you're a weirdo. Pause the story there. I almost just bursted out laughing. I almost just shot milk out of my nose. I'm not even fucking drinking milk. Anyways, let me go back to her story. She goes on to say, now let's be clear. Anyone who knows you knows you're a weirdo. You didn't want our kids to even have your last name anymore at one point. Reported all my cars stolen, so I couldn't drive any cars. Anything put in my name, you took out. You told me when I left you, you would sleep with all my friends and destroy me. You also told me you wouldn't stop until I was dead, broke, or in jail. And let's me very clear. I guess you meant to say, let me be very clear. You just started to become a father 1 week of you getting a lawyer. You have maybe been to 5 school plays or spoke to any one of our kids' school teachers. You're not even on the emergency card for anything, and have never been, because you have never been dependable to the children and their needs. Having and spending money doesn't make a father or a daddy. Spending the time and knowing even who their doctors are, giving them kisses, hugs, even praying with them. You don't even and never have wanted them to go to church. You didn't even want me to teach them Spanish. Si habla español. Okay, the si habla español part I added. Anyways, you didn't even want me to teach them Spanish. Like, come on, Gil. You haven't given me any money but $10,000 when you feel like it each month. And you take away half of it for whatever reason you come up with. And yet I still don't complain. I have saved my own money, so I'm fine. I have no yet to buy anything for myself, and you and I both know I don't even go out like that anymore for work or pleasure. That I sit at this house taking pics and then cleaning my face to go back into mommy mode. When you started hanging out with Kenny Clark, you got worse. You're so easily influenced, it's crazy. You would spend $300,000 in the car, but want to take my cars? Why? For what? To say you did it? You think it's cute, glorifying that you treat me like shit and your children. I can see the hurt and pain in you, but that no excuse for you not to do better when you know better. You're really hurting and destroying yourself, running around raw dogging and acting an ass for what? I know now no one admires a clown. People just look, laugh, or are afraid of one. And let's all be honest, I have all recipes saved. You have no college fund or give me any type of money like you said. We both know you're a liar. I asked for a bunch of money knowing that one day you will end up broke with your gambling problem and you're having babies everywhere and spending habits to please no one but fraud people. I'm trying my best to now stay away from your drama as much as possible, getting my own things and life together. Don't knock the hustle. Without the drama of you trying to destroy me for your own pleasure. I just want, for the sake of our children, for us to co-parent and get along for the sake of them. I don't hate nor care about all your stuff you have done anymore. We have one life to live, and I don't want to go out with this drama haloed over our heads. It's not far for our children. I guess you meant to say it's not fair for our children to have to read this stuff. And I'm asking you to stop with your rants. It looks bad on you and our children's name. And what's worse is that we're only as good as our last photo. But what we do sticks and stays. You and everyone in our family knows what type of mother I am. So I have no point in proving how amazing I am a mother. We all know that your mother was a drug addict and passed away, and your father is no better. Let me read that again. So we all know that your mother was a drug addict and passed away, and your father is no better. But we need to do better because we know better. All I ask is that you start to grow up, leave me alone, and give our children a fair shot at having their own, not just with your money, but your time. And be honest, you haven't seen them in almost 2 months, and our daughter just texted you asking you, don't you call them? I guess you meant to say, why don't you call them? So come, baby, let's put our big pants on and be bomb ass co-parents. Say I'm lying about any of just a few. I dare you. God bless you, G. End quote. Signed, Laura. And with that said, I don't have anything to say about this. This letter said it all. Let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com.